After many years, we've got a brand new Carnage brushless 2.0 from FTX. The FTX Carnage is really popular in the UK, and the reason it's really popular is because it's so cheap. Well, the brushed one is like really cheap. I think it's the cheapest off-road buggy you can buy. Anyway, like I said, this is the new brushless version. First thing we can see there, it's got a brand new body on it, nice purple and like blue colour, 99% ready to run. The other change here, it's got a 50 amp brushless ESC. The old version had 45 amp, comes with a 2S LiPo. Don't think there's anything else new on there. Oh, apart from new bumper with LED lights. So in the box, you get a set of instructions, everything you need to know in there. A list of upgrades. You get a LiPo balance charger. Also nice to see it comes with a charging bag for your LiPo. 3,250 milliamp hour, 7.4 volt with a Dean's plug. If you're not familiar with LiPos, lithium polymer, and you're more familiar with nickel metal hydride, there is nothing to be concerned about with these batteries as long as you're charging them properly. So use the supplied charger or your own charger if you've got one. Put it in the charge bag while it's charging and never leave them charging on their own. Always make sure they are close by when you're charging them. The only time I've seen these go up in flames is if they're charging wrong, i.e. if there's a fault with the charger or if people are charging them wrong or discharging them wrong. So you're all good, just don't leave them charging unattended. E-tronics pulse transmitter, these are okay. All the functions on there you need: steering trim, steering dual rate, throttle trim, channel 3 and a channel 4. You might find one of these switches the lights, but the other one will not be used on this model. Anyway, here it is, the new Carnage brushless 2.0. I like this colour scheme, it's nice. There's your new front bumper with your LED lights on there, 6 of them in total. Help with a bit of nighttime driving, although there isn't any at the rear. Oil-filled shocks, suspension feels really good. Yeah, that's nice. Probably could do with a little bit of foam. The front you can actually push down a little bit and get it in the lower holes there, so that's not going to move. The rear though, probably do with a little bit of foam under there to stop that rattling around. Certainly looks like something at the front there, doesn't it? So underneath, and what I like about these, especially at the price point, you get adjustable camber and tow at the front. You also get adjustable camber at the rear, fully adjustable shocks as well, with a few different positions that you can set them in. Same at the front, CVDs with bearings all round. So straight away at the price point, I think this is coming in a little bit cheaper than the old brushless one, so that is good. Well, it's not good if you just bought one of the older ones, although there's not much different. Different body, different ESC, and the lights on the front. I think the rest is pretty much the same. So this is the newer 50 amp ESC, waterproof, and it is rated 2S and 3S. So I mean, you can run it 3S, probably recommend only 2S, especially for beginners. I'm not sure if the motor is rated 3S, although it is only, I think it's 2,950 kV. So quite a low kV, so I'd assume that it will run 3S okay. You'd have to keep an eye on temperatures. And remember, the more volts you put through stuff, the faster it goes and the more likely you are to maybe do some damage. So anyway, there's your brushless motor. I'm not sure how it's geared. Shaft driven 4-wheel drive. I think they've got a slipper clutch in there. So one of the problems I've seen with the brushed one, and I presume it's the same for the brushless, if you're in some like loose dirt or gravel, you can get some little bits in there and it can do a little bit of damage to your spur gear. Really cheap replacement part, just a bit of a pain if you're out and about, and well, yeah. I will be taking on dirt and gravel in this video though, so we'll certainly see if there's an issue. Metal drive shafts at the rear, metal diff gears. Diffs feel quite loose. Tyres feel nice and grippy. These are the same wheels off the brushed 2.0, I think. There's your big battery tray there. Servo, I think it's only 3 kilos. It's quite a weak servo. If I was looking to make a few changes, the first thing I'd upgrade would probably be the servo. There's a direct replacement there, and that one's 15 kilos. Reasonably priced as well. Plastic chassis, hex hardware, nothing else really under here. There's your receiver and your on-off switch. Don't think there's anything else really to say. We'll wait for that battery to charge, then we'll see what all these lights are about, check the steering, check the wheel speed, and then we'll go and give it a burn. One thing I won't be doing is taking this to the skate park. These aren't marketed or designed as extreme bashers. They're designed as an entry-level, like, off-road racing truck. So we'll take it and have a play on the dirt. Pretty bright then. Steering. Oh, it's not too bad. I mean, yeah. Wheel speed. Low kV motor, but That seems alright. Got an adjustable motor mount, so if it's not fast enough for you, you can adjust the gearing. Right, talking of fast, let's go and speed run it before we take it for a bash. Right then. Stock out the box. I'm going to go with 28. That's full throttle straight away. Not crazy speeds on 2S, but I didn't expect it with that low kV motor. Still plenty of punch with it though. 40 kilometers an hour. 25. Nah. Brushless 2S. I'd be looking at more than that really, but it's got that brushless punch about it. Right, 3S. Oh, now we're ripping. Wow. $39. Do you think Carnage is the right name for it? I mean, never really thought about that, but when you say Carnage, I mean, you associate it with, well, I don't know. All I know is if you were a wrestler and your name was Carnage, you'd be pretty tough. Not saying this isn't. Jumps really well. A little bit of lag. I wouldn't say cogging, it's just a soft throttle, I think is the best word for it. Oh, it jumps really well. Plenty of speed on that 2-cell. Whoa. Oh, nice. Definitely a soft throttle. I'm impressed at how well it jumps. It's nice and balanced. I'm wondering whether you can turn the punch up on that ASC. Oh, smooth. Oh, another smooth one. Whoa. Stone in the fan. So after I'd run a pack through it on this dirt track, I decided I need to really take it on a different surface just to make sure that that slow start or that soft start wasn't going to cause any problems on grass. And I'm pleased to say it's fine. It is still sluggish to take off, but the grass doesn't affect it any different. Obviously, if you end up in like 12 inches of grass, it's probably going to get stuck, but overall it's absolutely fine, and it drives really nice as well. So after that run on the wet, soft, soggy grass, I checked the motor temperature and it was like stone cold. So I had a quick go on 3S. It's a little bit crazy on 3S, and I certainly would not recommend doing it unless you're used to driving RC cars. It did take a few tumbles, a little bit of damage on the back of the body there, but it actually held up really well, and everything else is fine. So overall, a decent truck.